Hello my friends, and welcome back to Doc's Storyline English. Today we have a very special story. It is the story of a man who changed the world forever. His name was Nikola Tesla. He was a scientist and an inventor. Many people do not know his name, but every day we use his inventions. Let us begin this incredible story. Nikola Tesla was born on July 10, 1856. He was born in a small village called Smiljan. This village is in a country that we now call Serbia. It was a very dark and stormy night when Tesla was born. Lightning was everywhere. The midwife looked at the baby and said, "This child will be a child of darkness." But his mother smiled and said, "No, he will be a child of light." Tesla's father was a priest. His name was Milutin Tesla. His mother was named Georgina. Everyone called her Duka. Duka was a very special woman. She had no education. She never went to school. But she was very smart. She invented tools to help with work on the farm. Young Nikola got his love of invention from his mother. Nikola was a very curious child. He asked questions about everything. He wanted to know how things worked. One day, he saw a picture of Niagara Falls in a book. He pointed to the picture and told his cousin, "One day, I will put a wheel there and it will produce energy." His cousin laughed. But Nikola was serious. Young Nikola had a very special gift. He had a photographic memory. He could read a book one time and remember every word. He could also see pictures very clearly in his mind. When he thought of a machine, he could see it turning and working in his head. He could even test the machine in his mind, without building it. When Nikola was 7 years old, something very terrible happened. His older brother Dane was riding a horse. The horse fell, and Dane was badly hurt. A few days later, Dane died. Tesla never forgot this tragedy. He was very sad for many years. But the sadness also made him work harder. He wanted to be great, for himself and for his brother. Tesla went to school in a nearby town called Gospic. He was an amazing student. His teachers were surprised every day. Once, a teacher brought a new machine to class. It was an electricity machine. When Tesla saw electricity for the first time, something happened inside him. He felt that electricity was going to be his life's work. He was right. Tesla went to high school in the city of Karlovac. He was far from home for the first time. He missed his family. But he loved learning. He finished 4 years of school in just 3 years. His math teacher gave him very difficult problems. Tesla could solve them so fast that his teacher thought he was cheating. But Tesla was not cheating. He was just a genius. After high school, Tesla got very sick. He had a serious illness called cholera. He stayed in bed for many months. Everyone thought he would die. His father came to his bedside. Tesla looked at his father and said, "Father, maybe if you send me to study engineering, I will get better." His father said, "You will go to the best university in the world." After that, Tesla got better. In 1875, Tesla went to study at the Graz University of Technology in Austria. He was 19 years old. He worked very, very hard. He slept only 3 or 4 hours each night. He studied from 3 in the morning until 11 at night. His professors were amazed. One professor wrote to Tesla's father, "Your son is a star of first rank." But Tesla had a big problem. He loved to gamble. He went to the casino and played cards and lost all his money. He lost his money for school. He was ashamed to go home. He was ashamed to tell his family. His mother came to him and gave him money she had saved secretly for many years. She said, "Take this and win." Tesla always remembered this moment. Tesla could not finish his university degree. He did not have enough money. He also became obsessed with a new problem, a new kind of electric motor. He thought about it day and night. He could not stop. He stopped going to classes. He stopped writing to his family. His professors wrote to his father saying, "Your son is very sick with work obsession." In 1881, Tesla moved to Budapest, Hungary. He got a job as an engineer at a telephone company. He worked hard and made the telephone system better. But he was still thinking about his big idea, a new kind of electric motor. One evening, he was walking in the park with his friend. Suddenly, he stopped. A great idea came to him like a flash of lightning. Tesla grabbed a stick from the ground. He began to draw a diagram in the dirt of the park path. His hand moved fast. His friend watched. Tesla drew and explained his new motor. It was called an alternating current induction motor. It could use electricity in a completely new way. His friend looked at the drawing and said, "This is amazing." Tesla smiled. He knew it was. In 1882, Tesla went to Paris to work for a company called Continental Edison. This company made electrical systems. Tesla was very good at his job. He could fix machines that other engineers could not fix. When a machine broke, they called Tesla. When a system stopped working, they called Tesla. His manager noticed this special talent. Tesla's manager wrote a letter to the most famous inventor in the world, Thomas Edison, in America. The letter said, "I know two great men in this world. One is you. The other is this young man, Nikola Tesla." Edison read the letter. He was interested. He wanted to meet this young man from Serbia. Tesla prepared for the biggest journey of his life. In June 1884, Nikola Tesla got on a ship and sailed to America. It was a very difficult journey. Some passengers were dangerous. At one point, Tesla almost did not arrive. But he arrived safely in New York City. He had almost no money. He had 4 cents in his pocket. He had some poems he had written. And he had one letter, his letter to Thomas Edison. Tesla arrived in New York City. He was 28 years old. New York was loud and big and chaotic. There were horse carriages everywhere. There was noise and smoke and people from every country in the world. Tesla looked around him. He was far from his small village in Serbia. But he felt excited. He believed that America was the place where dreams become real. Tesla walked to Edison's office and gave him the letter. Edison looked at Tesla. Edison was 40 years old. He was already very famous. He had invented the light bulb and the phonograph. Edison looked at the young man from Europe and was not very impressed. But he gave Tesla a job. Tesla started working immediately. Tesla worked for Edison for almost 1 year. He worked extremely hard. Harder than anyone else. He worked 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edison once said, "Tesla is the best man I have." Tesla made many improvements to Edison's direct current generators. He fixed problems that other engineers said were impossible to fix. One day, Edison said to Tesla, "If you can completely redesign and improve all my generators, I will pay you $50,000. For Tesla, this was a huge amount of money. He worked for months without stopping. He improved all 24 generators. He made them much better. Then he went to Edison and asked for the money. Edison laughed. He said, "Tesla, you do not understand American humor." I was joking. Tesla could not believe it. He had worked for months for nothing. He was very angry. He quit his job immediately. He walked out of Edison's factory. He was alone again in New York City, with no job and no money. It was a terrible day. But it was also a turning point. Tesla had no money and no job in America. He had to find any work he could find. He got a job digging ditches on the street. Every day, he dug holes in the ground for $2. He worked next to ordinary workers. No one knew they were working next to one of the greatest minds in history. At night, Tesla went home and thought about electricity. In 1887, Tesla met some businessmen who believed in his ideas. They gave him money to start his own laboratory on South Fifth Avenue in New York City. Tesla was overjoyed. He set up his laboratory and began working immediately. He finally had a place to build his inventions. He worked on his alternating current motor day and night. Tesla's laboratory was a magical place. He had copper coils and glass tubes and strange machines everywhere. He worked many hours every day. He made his alternating current motor work perfectly. He filed 30 patents in just 1 year. People who visited his laboratory said it was like visiting the future. Sparks flew everywhere. Lights flashed. The air smelled like electricity. A successful businessman named George Westinghouse heard about Tesla's work. He came to the laboratory and saw the alternating current motor running. He was completely amazed. Westinghouse said, "This motor is the most important invention I have ever seen." He offered Tesla a large amount of money for his patents, and also a share of profits for every motor sold. Tesla agreed immediately. When Thomas Edison heard about Tesla and Westinghouse, he was very angry. Edison used a system called direct current. Tesla's system was called alternating current. They were competitors. Edison told the newspapers that alternating current was very dangerous. He said it could kill people. He wanted to scare everyone away from Tesla's system. The war of currents had begun. Edison did terrible things to fight Tesla's system. He paid children to catch stray dogs and cats from the street. Then he used alternating current to electrocute the animals in public. He wanted to show people that alternating current was deadly. He even helped build the electric chair using alternating current. He wanted people to think of Tesla's electricity as the electricity of death. In 1893, there was a great World's Fair in Chicago. It was called the World's Columbian Exposition. Both Edison and Westinghouse competed to provide electricity for the fair. Westinghouse and Tesla offered a much lower price. They won the contract. On the opening night, 100,000 electric lights turned on at the same time. The crowd cheered. It was a miracle. After the World's Fair success, Tesla and Westinghouse won their biggest project yet. They were asked to build a power station at Niagara Falls in New York. Tesla had dreamed of this since he was a child, when he saw the picture in a book. Now the dream was real. In November 1896, the power station turned on. Electricity traveled 25 miles to the city of Buffalo. Tesla had won the war of currents. After Niagara Falls, Tesla was famous all over the world. Newspapers wrote about him. Rich people invited him to dinner. He was friends with writers and artists. He became friends with the writer Mark Twain. He dressed very well. He was tall and thin and had a very impressive look. People said he was the most interesting man in New York. In 1899, Tesla went to Colorado Springs, Colorado. He built a very large laboratory in the mountains. He wanted to experiment with very powerful electricity. One night, he created an artificial lightning bolt that was 130 feet long. The noise was heard 20 miles away. People in the town thought the end of the world had come. The town's electricity generator was completely destroyed. Tesla had the biggest dream of his life. He wanted to build a giant tower that would send electricity through the air to everyone in the world, for free. No wires. No meters. Free electricity for every person. He found land on Long Island, New York. He started building his tower. He called the project Wardenclyffe Tower. It was going to change everything. To build Wardenclyffe Tower, Tesla needed money. He went to see the richest and most powerful banker in America, J.P. Morgan. Morgan was a very serious and powerful man. He agreed to give Tesla $150,000. Construction began. The tower grew taller every week. Tesla was very happy. One day, Morgan asked Tesla, "Mr. Tesla, where exactly do we put the meter? How do we charge people for this electricity?" Tesla said, "There is no meter. The electricity will be free. For everyone." Morgan's face became very cold. He said, "If anyone can use it, I cannot make money from it." Morgan stopped all the money. The construction stopped. The tower stood unfinished. Without Morgan's money, Tesla could not finish the tower. Other investors were also afraid to help. They worried about Morgan. Tesla spent all his own money trying to save the project. He borrowed money. He sold his things. He gave up his Westinghouse royalties, millions of dollars, to help Westinghouse when the company had problems. By 1905, Tesla had almost nothing left. Tesla moved to a series of hotels in New York City. He could not pay his bills. Hotels sometimes made him leave because he could not pay. But he kept working. He kept writing ideas in his notebooks. He had ideas about radar, about X-rays, about radio waves, about flying machines. He told people about his ideas, but nobody listened anymore. He was becoming forgotten. In his old age, Tesla found comfort in feeding pigeons in the parks and on his hotel window ledge. He loved birds. But there was one pigeon that was special to him. It was a white female pigeon. Every day, Tesla looked for her. One day, she came to his window, and she was hurt. Tesla took care of her for weeks. He said, "I loved that bird as a man loves a woman." On the evening of January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla went to sleep in room 3327 of the Hotel New Yorker. He was 86 years old. He did not wake up. A hotel worker found him the next morning. He had died peacefully in his sleep, alone. He had almost no money. But his life's work was everywhere, in every home, in every city, in every factory on Earth. Today, the entire world runs on Nikola Tesla's alternating current system. Every time you turn on a light, you use his invention. Every time you charge your phone, you use his invention. The famous electric car company Tesla Motors is named after him. The unit of magnetic field is called a Tesla. He received more than 300 patents. He is one of the greatest people who ever lived. Thank you for listening to Doc's Storyline English. If you like this story, please subscribe and share. We will see you next time.